Hi, thanks so much for joining me. Today we are talking about this new limited edition palette by Charlotte Tilbury. If you'd like to see that, please keep watching. So today we'll be trying on all of the shades in here. Again, this is new and limited edition. It is the Gorgeous Glowing Beauty palette, and I've collected these as well, just like the hourglass ones. I think I have at least 2 of these. Yeah, I think I have 2 other ones. I'll list the ones below and link the other videos. But this reminded me a lot of the first one I got, but it is not the same. Actually, I'll insert a picture of them side by side so you can see how different or similar they look. But yeah, it just, at first I thought, wait, did I order the right one? And I thought, oh yeah, it looked really closely and it is different. I know you just like to see the application first, so I'll go ahead and do that. And then we'll chat about it at the end. I'll be starting with the eyes. So I'm going to start with these 2. I'll put this one in the more inner part of my eye and this one towards the more outer part of my eye. I'm going to use my new Ray Morris brush. It's an 11. Actually, I'm going to use mostly Ray Morris brushes. I have them all here. Actually, I'm missing one, so I have to find it. My favorite one is missing, the Ultimate Cheekbone brush. Somewhere, I don't know where. So I'm just going to take the number 1 Eye Brighten first. And this brush is unusual because it's very tapered. I don't know if you can see that closely, but the hairs are kind of graduated. So one of the tips is to apply it this way because you can get really close to the lash line. It's like a rose quartz kind of color. I might go back and intensify that, but next I'm going in with number 2 right here. I'm just going to flip that brush around. It's the Enhance shade. I'm going to apply it again to this second half. This is more of a raisiny shade on me. They didn't have the pencil brush in stock for Ray Morris, so I picked up Pencil 1 by Sonia G. I'm just going to put that in the number 3 eye right here, the smoke, and I'm going to put that in the crease. So I kind of want to do like a more defined crease, and then under the eye as well. As you can see, it has a more Bordeaux type shade to it on me. Just gonna blend that in. This is a Ray Morris, I believe 7.5. This just allows me to place it really precisely to begin with, and then it's just easy to blend it out. By the way, I did apply just a little bit of the medium powder by Charlotte Tilbury on my eyelids to begin with, so that was kind of like a base. And I did use all Charlotte Tilbury foundation, lip, and color corrector, as well as that powder, so I'll list those below. It's actually kind of tricky to find a lip that went with these colors because it either pulled too warm or too cool, and this is kind of like right in between. I must have tried 10 different lip colors before I landed on this one. So we're gonna stop there for now, probably fix it a little bit along the way, but I just wanted to go in with this Ray Morris, another Ray Morris brush that I recently picked up in 17. It's just the teeny tiniest little eyeliner brush. So I'm going to dampen that with some water, and I'm going to use this number 3 eye again in smoke and just dab it in there. And then I'm going to use that as my eyeliner close to the lash line. I think this is really good for an event or an occasion where you're not being photographed, but just in person. I think it's a really nice effect because it's so subtle. As I'm sure you know, photo makeup or makeup in photos or video looks very different than makeup in real life. So this is a really great in real life kind of application of this product. And you literally just stamp this along. Of course, I'm going to want to tight line with a black eyeliner. I'll put a brown eyeliner in the waterline and then add mascara. Okay, so after I add those things, I'll be right back. Okay, mascara, eyeliner on. Let's go ahead and, of course, I'll list the items that I used below. And then let's go ahead with the bronzer. I love this bronzer. It's a nice, whoa. Out of all of these shades in here, because they're kind of like, they pull both warm and cool, and it's very strange that I can't like put my finger on if these are actually warm or cool. So they're really somewhere in the middle. This bronzer, however, is really nice and warm. So if you don't like a warm bronzer, you might not like this one, but I love it because I love the Guerlain bronzers and they tend to pull warm. So I'm going to use this Ray Morris Flawless Shader Brush. This is like one of the first iterations of this brush. I think there have been a couple more, at least one more since this one. And I'm going to just run this on the perimeter and then under as well. So let's do this side first so you can see. And then on the forehead, I'm just gonna kind of pat that on. So you can really see the warmth coming through there. Yeah. And like I said, I prefer that as opposed to a cooler bronze. Contour, yeah, I'm good with it cooler, but bronzer, I like a warmer bronzer. And down the neck as well. Okay, so I've got half and half now, just so you can see the difference. So if you have warm skin tones. The Film Star Bronze and Glow, the medium deep one, is cool on me. So I see that one more as a sculpting powder than a bronzer for me. But this one is really beautiful. Just even up the other side. There's a weird like divot in my cheekbone here where it doesn't apply smoothly. I don't know, some contour in my face that I can't get it to just be straight. So that is not a blending problem, that's more like a facial structure issue. Hi babe. Yeah, so that's less of a blending issue and more of like, that's just my face right there. Just powdered a little because I'm a little bit shiny today. I'm not sure why, but we're going to go in with the blush. I'll use both of these. This Cheek Pop color, maybe out of this whole palette, is maybe not my favorite thing. I love all these other shades though. I've got a Ray Morris No. 2 Mini Kabuki. Yeah, this wouldn't be the first color I would pick for a blush. But it's pretty. It kind of ties in the eyes with the lip. And then I'm going to go in with No. 5 Cheek Swish right here and just kind of blend that all together. So I'm going to go around the perimeter. And then I'm tapping here just because I have concealer and powder and all that fun stuff, so I don't want to mess that up too much. I've actually been bringing my blush a little bit further up as well because it does kind of act as another layer of color correcting depending on the shade. And I think it's just more seamless in terms of camouflaging where the concealer starts and stops. And again, a little bit too much with the blush. I'm just taking this Kabuki brush, the larger one by Ray Morris, and applying powder No. 2. Yeah, just to calm that down a little. And then let's go in with the highlighter. Let's use this one. This is not a highlighting brush, but let's use it anyway. My other highlighter brush, it just is so, this is my Kevyn Aucoin one, but it's a little hard to wield. It's so, yeah, it's a really big, I think it's the biggest fan brush I've seen. But we'll use this Ray Morris. It's a square Kabuki brush, and I'm going to use that in the highlight here. This one's got a really beautiful peachy hue to it. This reminds me a lot of her liquid highlighter, the one that's got that little foamy stamp thing on it. I'll list it below, I can't remember what it's called. But that is one of my favorite highlighters, if not my favorite highlighter. This shade reminds me a lot of it. Let's go ahead and talk about the palette a little bit more in depth. So again, it's the Gorgeous Glowing Beauty Palette. It features the most mesmerizing, rich shades to instantly create a spellbinding glow. It's a 7-shade palette for eyes, face, and cheeks. Sculpt and define your complexion with effortless ease and prepare to dance the night away. Online, it shows you lots of examples of different skin tones wearing this palette, and it looks like I'm looking at right now, it looks so different depending on your skin tone. Like on one person here, it looks like a more purpley brown color. On someone else, it looks more pink toned. So if you're interested in this palette, I would try and find someone online who's got similar coloring to you, because that will really affect how it looks, because I feel like this doesn't actually look like how it looks on my skin tone. I think the only thing that maybe looks true to color in the pan is this bronzer. But other than that, these come across as way more like purpley, raisiny. So in the end, do I recommend this palette? I do, because if you like a full face, now some of you have said that you love the idea of a full face, but you don't really pull for the palettes that you've had that are full face palettes. I get it. I think I'm probably on board with you there. I do like them for travel though, and I do love this bronzer. So like I said, if they sold this as a separate, I'd probably purchase that one as a solo color. These are very pretty, especially on brown eyes. The highlighter's pretty. My skin is dry right now though, so I'm just checking right now to see. It doesn't emphasize any fine lines or pores, but it also doesn't blur them. I probably would use like a face spray on top of this just to kind of meld that in even just a little bit better. The only reason I don't use a face setting spray like the one I'm talking about, I'm actually talking about the Becca one, which at first I didn't love, but I like it when my skin feels dry because it adds a lot of hydration, but also comes across as like shiny on camera, so that's why I don't use it on camera, but in real life that's probably what I would do. As for the cheek colors, like I said, this is just out of all of these shades. I like all of these shades, but this one is the one probably that I wouldn't use. So this time of the year is one of my favorites because these palettes start coming out and it's just fun to try them. How much will I use this palette? I probably will use these eye colors because I don't have anything really in this range. I have some more purpley shades and I have some more warm shades, but this in between, I don't really have these. So it's kind of a unique combination that I don't already have, and I'll of course be using this bronzer. So let me know if you picked this up. Do you love it, not love it? I think the performance of the powders and the way they blend is really beautiful though. So I hope that helped you if you were interested in this palette, at least to see what it looked like on someone, get my thoughts on its performance, and let me know if you found this helpful or you learned something. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.